Welcome, my name is Rich. This is my Let's Play of Champions Online, the superhero MMO based on the Champions pen and paper RPG. The character I'm playing as is Technical Issues here, in her post-apocalyptic outfit, since a week or two ago we came back in time to attempt to avert the apocalypse. We're not doing that anymore, so maybe I'll switch to superconductor. Have I gotten very far? Yes, okay. There's a couple pieces missing from this outfit, but it's mostly done. I think there's a back piece and a head piece. I'll probably get the back piece at some point, but I think I'll leave the head piece. Anyway, so what we're doing, Hey Livy, welcome. What we were doing before was Demonflame, or Project Demonflame? Yeah. Apparently logging out whilst you're in the middle of it causes you to leave that particular area. So hopefully entering the door there will take us back to roughly the right place. Ah yes, it has. Splendid. Aside from the almost phasing through the floor there. Ravenforce was helping us before. They haven't turned up yet. I don't know whether they'll feel like it carrying on this time. They may have completed Ravenforce, Jesus. They may have completed Demonflame in the 2 days since I last played. Just realised, in all the saying all the times, I've played Demonflame like 3 times. This being the 3rd. Previously, I hadn't noticed these thingies, which looked to me like nothing so much as Mir from Mirrodin in Magic the Gathering. Particularly the head shape. Well, it's a little bit more angular here. The beaky bit goes down more into an axe blade here, but the general shape still says Mir to me, which is spelled M-Y-R. They're basically like robotic servitors. So we are trying to weaken... So the guy who we're ultimately against in this adventure pack is Luther Black. And he has imprisoned, somehow, the avatars of the kings of Edom. And that's supposed to give him an advantage in his goal. So what we're doing is going around and freeing those avatars again, so that he doesn't have that to rely upon when he does the thing that he does later. I vaguely remember what that is, but it would probably be easier if we just get to it as the game progresses. This is very strange. It's like a purple flame mist spilling out into a dish full of nothing. It's suitably weird. So well done for coming up with that. It's just a little bit sort of, what exactly is the aim here? Anyway, Witchcraft summoned a demon key who started out really, really tiny because she's not actually very good. Although, to be fair, I suppose she's not got a huge amount of experience summoning demons, so maybe we can let her off there. But we went around helping him fill up on negative energy. He's not pleased to be being here, which, understandable. I mean, he's been forcibly brought here. And now he will help us, broadly speaking. At the center of these rooms is the avatar of the heart in man's dementia. He lurks in the thoughts of the child pulling wings off flies, and in the soul of the man who kills another merely to watch him die. Meaningless violence and casual destruction. Luther Black wishes to embody this power in himself. Reach the avatar and disrupt Black's sorcery. Let me taste of dementia instead. I mean... Ooh, hello. Ooh. I hope it doesn't do that very much. That's deeply unpleasant. Oh, right, this is probably some effect that's telling us, ooh, you're experiencing man's dementia as you progress. Oh, well, that's probably the intention. What it's actually doing is just making me feel a bit nauseous. Now, I don't know whether helping the Kings of Edom here is that good of an idea. Inquisitor of the Mind. I wonder how much... I can't actually free them probably until I've defeated this guy. It does feel weird to be helping the Kings of Edom, but then again, I don't know that we necessarily that leaving them as they are is better than. I doubt it.
The realm of the mind is mine to command. You will be forever lost in a construct of my choosing.
Unlikely. It probably is better to leave the Kings of Edom as they are, rather than let Black get his hands on any of their power. So, fair enough in that regard, I suppose. That's a cool death effect. It's a shame we only get the cool death effects towards the end of the game. Like the vampires collapsing into ash is really cool, and these I wasn't able to free those people.
You will spend an eternity in the shitty nightmare. I will sip your delicious tears and revel in your terror.
He's got to be feeling a bit disjointed now that we've succeeded where he and hope that we would fail. Ordinarily, you probably wouldn't want to charge into this room because, well, maybe not just in the moment, but next time he's going to have a lot of supporting dudes.
Rise from your graves.
There we are. Technical Issues doesn't particularly care that there's a load of dudes suddenly shooting her. It's not that big of a deal, but squishier characters. Escape the mental construct. Squishier characters would struggle, I think. I'm not sure. Where does this even lead? Outside. Okay. I think we won't have to do it all again. Oh, okay. Ah, alright. Wait, hold on. Okay, escape mental construct into another mental construct, and then escape the mental construct into... Hey, Raven Force! Welcome along. So, Probably actually just easier to not try and leave and get back to previous rooms. It doesn't seem like... I wish the game wouldn't do that.
I will feed you to the screaming darkness. Your sanity will form the bars of the king's prison.
Unlikely. You will never stop Luther Black. Your sanity will be my gift to the Edomite. He's put on a costume for us. I noticed it before, but didn't really have the opportunity to say anything. He previously was just like in normal leathers. Well, normal for... he's noticed me. Normal for him, but here he's dressed up like a mad scientist with a lab coat and goggles and Tesla coils on his back. So yes, this would be a bad room to jump into if you were solo. I mean, you can solo this adventure pack. It's not easy as a DPS, but you can do it. Defeated 100 Glyphothic Horrors. Nice. So just charging into this room would be quite uncomfortable if you were an average sort of DPS. It's generally best to pick them off one by one, pull them out of the room. What this on the table was supposed to be? Oh, it's the avatar of Man's Dementia. Okay. And there he is on the ground. Then we need help letting the avatar out. So we zip back and get the key. I wonder why it hasn't shown up. Oh well. It has to be quite disconcerting for the... Oh, there he is. Nice of you to show up. Of the it must have been quite disconcerting for this guy for us to keep breaking free of his mental constructs rather than submit and fail. And be trapped forever. The Inquisitor was very clever. Some demons can enter the mind and possess human hosts, forcing them to do their bidding. Sadly, that is not a power I possess. When the Inquisitor pulled your mind into a shared delusion with those pathetic lunatics, I could not follow, and we were separated. Shall I free the Avatar now? Yeah, go for it.
He has been freed!
Luckily, we never have to fight these guys. Must be, again, similar to other occasions where your character might potentially have the correct power set and skills to do a thing in the game and the game doesn't let you. It might be possible that a supernatural infernal player should, I mean, or maybe a darkness player. He's definitely a darkness demon. But there should be a power set that is the correct set to try and open or free the avatars, and yet we're not allowed. I mean, as I've said before, that, or complained about before, it's a problem, I think, but it's not something that they've addressed. Anyway, it's good to see you back. I think some of the locals were beginning to get restless. So you were able to free Dementia's avatar? Excellent, I think. A reduction of Dementia's power would normally be welcome news, but not if it increases Black's power. Let me know when you are ready to travel, and I will get us to the next tower portal. Let's go. Okay, that's teleported us all the way over here, and there will be how many more? This one. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we'll come up here and enter the Tower of the Edomite. Into the Chamber of the Master of All Sorrows. What a cheery place it is. I mean, I wasn't expecting any different, but they're really going all out for the horribleness. Tears without cause, suffering without reason, sorrow beyond the heart's ability to bear. Black has crafted these chambers well. They echo with the will of the Master of All Sorrows. Black has baited his trap for the Avatar with the spirits of children from your world. They believe they are having a vivid nightmare, but unless you intervene, they will never wake. And this is the only place in the entire game you encounter children. Suffering without reason. Is there ever an occasion when suffering has a reason? Don't know if these are supposed to symbolize something, or if they're like power vaults. Are they Edomite art? They don't have unique info. That's a shame. I think this is kind of an escort mission, actually. If I recall, yeah, here we go. If you don't keep up with him, he'll get too far ahead and potentially get defeated, at which point you'd have to go back and get him again. So he's quite an irritating escort principal. But oh no, he will start a fight in here. How has he managed to pull all of these? Oh well, whatever. That would have been a problem if not for... Oh no, he will come back on his own. That's nice to know. Still, that would have been irritating if I weren't built quite so sturdily, or if I were not part of a team. Have the children just disappeared? There definitely was a child on that pedestal. This looks rather a lot like a sacrificial table with channels to collect blood. Alright, cool. I will do. Thanks, Ravenforce. I don't seem to be struggling at the moment. I'm not terribly worried about taking the time to do all of this. But I mean, if you want to come along, you're welcome to. I don't know whether you stayed in on Friday and finished off Demonflame on your own at that time. Ah, they wake up on their own. Okay. There's a big evil windmill up here, it looks like. No. Just as well this game isn't a platformer. I'm not terribly good at platformers. Infernal Wand. What's QWZ? I assume it's a cosmic or an alert or something. But I mean, it makes sense that if they've created the assets for all of this, that they would pull from those assets. Look at that, it's just phasing through the pillar. They haven't altered the structure of the pillar at all. They've just jammed the two things together. I suppose we're in the Cliffothic realm, so maybe it doesn't have to make sense. I mean, there are floating rocks for no reason, just hanging about, and a chain attached to nothing. Maybe that was supposed to be attached to the pillar here, but like maybe, I mean, I don't know what the level builder looks like, but maybe someone was like had this camera angle and just thought, yeah, placing it there is fine, it's connected up, but was incorrect. Anyway, let's get moving. Does he follow on his own? Ooh, I can fly down here. Didn't notice that before. Is he stuck now? That would be a problem. I'd have to pull an enemy into him. Maybe I should do that, just to make sure. Oh no, here he comes. How does a Clefothic unstoppable brute feel about Gygabots, do you suppose? Oh, he doesn't like them? What a surprise. Scythe hand. He got well, at least there's more on the scythe, like more like wrapping around the scythe, but it's still, I mean, for one thing it still looks like a bread knife, and for another it's still attached quite poorly to the limb. Very lucky this small child is that I'm capable of controlling who I hit with lightning, aren't they? NRG Muffin.exe. Oh hey Vepsnox. Vepsneox. Welcome. I probably mispronounced your name. I apologise. Probably want to share that so that they can get in. We've basically finished the story, I think. I've gotten as far as I can with the Apocalypse. And now I'm doing adventure packs, so this isn't related to the Apocalypse at all. This is a unique, self-contained adventure. A chap called Luther Black, who's quite unpleasant, has decided that he wants the powers of the Kings of Edom, and is making efforts towards that end goal. So he has imprisoned the avatars of the Kings of Edom, and now we must free those avatars. Raven Force is helping me as Energy Muffin. Oh, do I need to speak to him? We've already freed one of the avatars. This place is so suffused with sorrow it practically oozes from the walls. Ah, delicious. Unfortunately, I am charged with freeing the avatar trapped in the next room. Even my own formidable power is no match for the sadness that permeates every inch of this tower. As much as I hate to use such repugnant methods against our other demon kind, I fear I must recall the spirits of those captured children and unleash the unreasoning joy small mortals take in the world around them. I believe this power will not only break the cage, but may destroy any nearby guardians. Sadly, the children will not be harmed in this process. Their face.
Snivelings, not bags, can be useful one last time.
And now a sequence of children will run at the barrier and declare their favourite things. Hugs, puppies, ponies, butterflies, baseball, cookies, rainbows, puddles, And Energy Muffin's favourite thing is cheese, apparently, which is interesting for a robot. Are we supposed to... I mean, I guess we can. There's nothing stopping us from beating the tar out of these guys. But I think the implication was supposed to be that we were just about to be set upon by them, and then we escape. This is probably supposed to be fairly intimidating. Whoops. Oh, right. Okay. It hasn't gone and found anyone new. It was... continuing to beat up someone who we'd already started to beat up. Children? Luther Black has stooped to a new low, even for him. I'm glad you were able to get them all out. We should move on to the portal leading to the Muse of Lethargy and Despair as soon as we can. The local creatures have definitely developed an interest in what we are doing here. Let me know when you are ready and I will teleport us there. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think that you can get dark speed from Demonflame. I think that's resistance. Right. I think that'll do. They'll probably respawn by the time we come back out anyway. We'll be doing resistance probably next. Or, I mean, we've done Whiteout. That was the first one we did. This place is all wavery with misery, apparently. Why is a masterpiece never completed? Why are lives wasted in drudgery? Why does ambition die amid hollow excuses? The Muse of Lethargy and Despair is a devourer of lives and beams. It is small wonder that Luther Black needs to control the Muse's influence, and that he should attempt to do so by binding its avatar. The Muse controls a special breed of imps capable of travelling to that miserable lump you call a world. These delightful creatures spread mayhem and destruction, and then gather up the despair and apathy generated like an expensive delicacy. Black has gained control of the imps, and now their delicious cargo of woe, instead of nourishing the Muse, is powering his avatar's prison. You must stop this influx of energy if I am to have a chance of breaking the cage. Now, we had a similar but more pronounced wibbly-wobbly effect in the dementia realm. Though it was more focused, it wasn't permanent. So I can deal with this, but the despair one was, or dementia one rather. It's also recolored the palette slightly. I mean, technical issues outfit isn't supposed to be teal, but oh well, never mind. What are we supposed to do? Close portals, I think. At least the portal can suffer from debuff effects, which is certainly interesting. I think the portals respawn actually, which means taking them out may not actually be that helpful. Oh well. In terms of AI that you have to deal with in adventure packs, I think Whiteout's probably one of the better ones because you don't have to... I mean, there are AIs in there, but you don't have to work alongside any of them. In this, you've only got abandon all hope, ye who enter here. Alright, yes. Slowed down time. Wild. Ooh. Slow-mo lightning. In this, you only have to deal with the key, which is this guy, the demon key, and Witchcraft, who falls over a lot in my experience. And is the main reason for my poor opinion of her in general, having fought or tried to fight alongside her a number of times here. You don't really have to deal with any annoying AI in Serpent Lantern as far as I can recall, but you do have a number of escort missions in Resistance. Which can be kind of annoying. And what other adventure packs are there, or what other things? I don't remember. I think there are a couple that I haven't actually done. A little bit annoying that these imps are... I mean, there's crowds of them, but they're not terribly close together, which makes getting them with AoE powers kind of difficult. We're going to have a time slowing thing happening again. Oh, hello. No, it doesn't look like it. going on in here, guys? You all having a nap? Oop, there was one more. Thank you. You know, with the a name like Energy Muffin, I was expecting your character to be an energy bolts user or like a force projector, not just power armor. Oh, he's just gone on and left us to the hard stuff. It's good of him, isn't it? This is why you take the time to clean out the trash in order, Mr. Demon Key. You just zoom on ahead whilst we're busy. You'll get caught out like that again. You may not want to help us, you may not want to work with us, fair enough. But the longer it takes us to do this, the longer it'll be before you get to leave. So making it as easy as possible will mean that this will take less time and you'll have to suffer us less. Alright, Mr. Demon Key, do the thing. I can feel the energy maintaining the Avatar's cage waning. Clear me a path to it, and I will free him. Hello. I think that's everyone. Oh, no, hello. There's more people for a party. There we go. Looks like Black has power over the denizens of this realm. They are coming to stop us. Get ready. Didn't she tell us earlier that he had crafted this realm himself out of the Clifothic? Like, this is not the Clifothic realm as it naturally occurs. And this space, which I can't zoom out of, unfortunately, or any further than I already have, because apparently we really need this level of granularity. Apparently this whole place is supposed to be like some kind of magical circle that allows him to keep the avatars imprisoned, something like that. I don't remember exactly what the wording was from last Friday. Oh, nuts. I guess we were supposed to have talked to her before getting in that fight. Because now she won't. Now she's salty. She won't take us anywhere because we've dealt with the problem before she could tell us about it. Is there even... There's nothing nearby either. Oh no. Here's a Nightmare Demolisher. Come with me, Mr. Demolisher. Come on. Oh, he's even got Grond stuff. 4 arms. Do we need to pull them near her, do you suppose? Will we be able to? Because he lost interest quite quickly. Don't do that. It's very unhelpful. No. Oh, yep. Come on. He's moonwalking back to his original place. Alright, maybe we can pull the Cliffothic Imps. I mean, we don't actually have to use her to teleport us. The mission's already moved on. And it's probably going to be the case that we'll find a different version of her up there. So let's leave her here. And go the slow way. There isn't a version of her here. Wow, you pulled a lot of dudes, didn't you? Oh, there's Witchcraft. She's appeared along with the Demon Key. How did you find them all? Okay, there we go. Ah, I quite like this one actually. Chamber of the Queen Beyond the Pale. There is forbidden knowledge, and there is knowledge that destroys its possessor. The Queen Beyond the Pale rules the mysteries that lead to madness. Luther Black has trapped an avatar of the Queen, and his ritual seeks to give him mastery of the power of Shana Garak, who was the previous, like, major avatar of the... Or one of... maybe Shana Garak was a previous avatar of the Kings of Edom, who was defeated in Millennium City, or at least on Earth, a while ago, like in the 80s, I think. And it was with their defeat that Luther Black was able to gain the powers he has access to now. Although, because he was doing it in Millennium City, or at least on Earth, it was possible for a previous superhero team to find him and stop the ritual. That's a big door, isn't it? So, as a result, he has spent his time working on building the realm outside that we've been fighting in, so that he can attempt the process again, but in a supposedly safer place where he's less likely to be interrupted. Although we've still found out and are coming to spoil his day anyway. Oh, hello. Oi, come on. Jack Fool, come back. Get here, you little knob. There we go. Oh, right, they're attacking the key, who's decided to wander off on his own. Oh, no. Empty. Never mind. This will summon another Jack Fool or two. Oh, maybe not. They tend to turn up at random. Oh no, not at random, I just don't remember the sequence. Oops, just got a real close-up shot of one of the mutilated scythe hand's crotches. What fun. Well, he's a villain. I don't mind spoiling his day. In fact, because he's a villain, I quite enjoy it. It adds a certain je ne sais quoi to my day if I spoil a villain's time. You... What's up? This is where stuff can break. How do you mean? You must think I look puny all alone on this big stage. Well. And now we can't read the rest of his lines because looks can be deceiving. This demon key can get stuck in the corner. Okay. Stop that. Come on. Stop cowering. Oh, hello. As you can see, I have backup. Me, myself, and I. this guy to get him to do the thing. Shame the forbidden knowledge stored here cannot be put to a better use. Are you sure you wish to free her? It's been fixed and it was broken for years. Oh. That's good to know.
It is finished.
I think we've got one more to do. Oh, hello. If you would let us deal with this stuff instead of showing us a big slow cutscene, we'd be able to get rid of them before it was a problem. You are too late. The avatar of the Queen Beyond the Pale is free. Now, allow us to pass. Yeah, that's going to work, innit? Witchcraft with the big brain moment there. Yeah, that's what I thought. Witchcraft is badly hurt because she decided to stand still in front of an enormous enemy and talk to him instead of hit him with magic. I think, do they? Yeah, they recover health until they get back up again. Hey guys, just chilling back here. That guy is usually really difficult to deal with solo, at least on DPS characters. You can really get the tar kicked out of you. Because Witchcraft was an idiot. And couldn't take up a defensive position. Like, has she got no experience with demons whatsoever? Look at you. This is what happens. This is what happens when you face horrors from the Clyphothic dimension and you try and talk to them instead of fucking just opening up the can of whoop-ass. It's almost as stupid as a doctor saying, "You are my own creation, you must obey me." She should have plenty of experience. She just had a... well, it wasn't really a blonde moment, it was a redhead moment. But currently, in case it's not obvious, we're defending the teleporter for another 2 minutes, just about. Although quite why it's not ready right now, I don't know. I mean, it might just be the case that we're waiting for Witchcraft to over dramatically work off her pain from being hit in the stomach, I guess. Seems like it's the stomach that she's holding our hands over. Raven Force helping me out by doing a lot of the work. Thank you very much. Unfortunately, I do need a bit of build-up time in fights to actually get enough energy going that I can start sustaining proper damage. Well, I say proper damage. I'm not really a damage-dealing build. I wonder what the music is here, like here. Is there any? Doesn't seem like it. Oh, this was actually an open world mission. And whilst I wasn't looking, everyone got up and... Ooh. Lucky you. Left through the portal. Let's turn the music back down, because otherwise it will surprise me later. Ooh, nice. Can't really see what that's supposed to look like, but I'm sure it's cool. Well, where's the... That seemed like the end of an open world mission. Where do we get the reward? Is there a reward this time? Back there. Oh well, never mind. It might have just been that recognition. The best cutscene in CO? What, the one coming up? Are you being sarcastic by describing it as the best, or genuine? Witchcraft being pimp slapped. Ah, right, yes. Okay. King of something. King of Woes, was it? Oh, Lost Hope, okay. When you fail despite all your preparation, when your last chance is extinguished, when you realize nothing remains but to await the inevitable, this is the touch of the King of Lost Hope. These are the chambers of his avatar. Is it odd to anyone else that being of darkness would use fire? Or, like, would become wreathed in fire? Like the life drain and other darkness powers didn't exist at the time. Yeah, well, I mean, part of what he's doing is the fire breath attack. He is using life drain there. Every time he says your soul will be mine, that's basically the NPC cue for using life drain or soul drain. I mean, I think it's called Soul Drain, but basically it has the effect of draining life, so it might as well be called Life Drain. Oh, I can't free them. I'm suffering from a dot. Apparently it's distracting. I don't know how much attention you need to devote to rousing someone from apathy, but hold on a moment. Did he just collapse into ash? I hope that's not them dying. I hope it's just them leaving the Cathothic realm. Oh no, still poisoned. I think these are astral projections, yeah, hopefully. Were there any earlier on that we missed? No, okay, good. That has opened the barrier. Oh yeah, I think I remember this one being quite difficult. Previous characters had a tendency to get ruffle stomped. So I wasn't careful, and in fairness, I'm not particularly careful. Get that off before they attack me. There's one summon. Oh yeah. I think closing each one summons something, and I'd previously maybe I'd closed several of them and unleashed a bit too much at once.
It's the left hand. The power you hold over me does not extend to fighting this servant of Blacks. Perhaps you'll die, and I'll be free of you.
One can wish. If you need me, too bad.
Chance to leave. Now! you will die.
Still got the same generic info. It's a shame. Oh, nice. Completed Sinister. Defeat the left hand. So now we talk to the key. That was the left hand, Luther Black's most powerful servant. Black feels his magic disintegrating and sent him here to stop you. Against all odds, you have defeated him and returned the avatar from beyond the left hand's ward. Allow me to free him and thereby bring myself closer to freedom. Yep, go for it. I really like the demon key.
Barata Nikto.
Because he's so sassy.
It is done. The last is freed. Regretfully, I will meet you in Black's chambers for the final assault. While I have an eternity, I would rather not spend it waiting around for mortals in colorful costumes and fancy tights. I doubt Black will be waiting around for you to get your act together either. So hurry up so I can be free of you.
He wants to be free of us, but he won't teleport us with him when he goes anywhere. I suppose we've got a portal here, but... particularly, like, if you need me, too bad. Or, well, whatever the precise wording was. Were they just T-posing? Alright. And then later on, after the task is done, he considers eating our souls, but decides, well, he says that he can't be bothered. I think he's actually become quite fond of us and is trying to save face and still appear to be dreadful. What's the... Sundere Demon King. Yeah, Demon Key. Yeah. I think it'd be really cool if... is there not like a portal that will take us... No, because that returns us to Millennium City. I think we'll have to fly up there. It's a shame that there isn't... Or, as far as I've been able to see, there isn't a way to... have a character that doesn't have any legs, so that you've got like just a waist and then I guess downward fire or ghost effect or whatever. Yeah, I don't know, maybe it's an option for available for purchase from somewhere, or maybe you can earn it. I don't know. I think there are are ways to make your legs and arms invisible, but that's from the hip down on the legs, not from the waist down. And I mean, it's not like it's not available, because there are elementals and the demon key, for example, who have no legs. And it's not like you need... Well, I suppose you probably do need the legs if you're being a character who does martial arts and kicks things. Then you kind of do need legs, and it would look a bit weird if you just had the top half of a character like wiggling around doing the kick bits, the top half of a kick animation without the bottom half. That would look quite weird. So maybe that's why. Because there isn't really any way to control for what powers a character is going to be having, and like to restrict certain appearances to certain powers. Some people would get arsy about it, no matter how much sense it makes. Like, I would be perfectly willing to sacrifice not having martial arts attacks that use kicks if it meant I could have a character that didn't have any legs. Because it would allow you to create more convincing elemental creatures, or like spirits. But some nitwit somewhere would still write a complaint. I think these people are actually dead. I mean, we can't target them, we can't interact with them. And there's... well, it looks like green stains on the floor actually, so maybe not blood, but soul juice, yeah, maybe. Bad news for them either way. Guardian of the Outer Silence. Probably line them, both of them up. Hit them with the Gigabolt.
I have spent everything in pursuit of a magic. My vision, my strength, my... I've witnessed 4 ascensions in my 3 millennia, and they're all the same. Blah this and all powerful that. Just do it, and save us the pain of your excruciating monologue. Sadly, your witch's spell compels me to inform you. We have arrived with a slim chance of stopping said ascension. Freeing the avatars slowed the process, but Black has already siphoned enough power from them to complete the ritual. The power is contained in those chests. I can open them and dispel the power, but you will need to keep Mr. Wants to be a god busy.
But I have seen the future, and I shall...
I love how the game keeps cutting him off. Like, the game can't even be bothered letting him finish whinging. It's a shame that your own characters can't tell monologuing villains to shut up. But then again, I realise that maybe letting a villain monologue is a valuable tool in the arsenal of a superhero in preventing villains from getting too far along. It gives them, as we saw in The Incredibles, it gives superheroes a chance to recover if you let a villain monologue. So our friend is partway through. He's on 2 of 5, I think. Like he's immune to physical damage, which is fun. His info says. Nope, it's just exactly the same text as if he were any other phobic demon. And despite these being Luther Black's horrors rather than just horrors, I expect that they've probably got the same info text on them as well. Can you hurt him now? No, he's still immune. And he's healed up. That's fun. He's got, oh, he's shrunk. And they can hurt him again. Splendid. Eat Jiggerbolt, Black. Oh, don't control me. It really is very unfair that control powers are useless choices for players, but enemies can use control powers all they like.
Are you beginning to despair? Have you lost hope?
Nope. Looks like our side's doing rather well. Why would I have lost hope? Have you lost hope? Is that... Are you projecting, are you, Luther? Someone's going to try and pull me around like a knobhead. I've finally learnt... Oh, he's immune. There's probably not much point in piling on damage there. Ah. King's Vedom are arriving.
Luther Black, did you really think you could steal our master's power and ascend to their level? You mule immortal mortals are nothing if not imbued with an overdeveloped sense of your own importance in the universe. You will be our guest for millennia. I promise you the entertainment will not be to your liking.
You would dare threaten me?
How dare I? Who are you to imprison the avatars of the kings of Edom? We now reclaim our master's power!
Black's a bit fucked.
No!
In return for your part in this, we will refrain from crushing your bones into a fine powder and using your skull as a drinking vessel.
Tough talk.
The last is freed! And now, so am I. Insignificant mortals, I will crush your souls! I will eat the marrow of your bones! I will...
You know what? You're not worth it.
May we never meet again.
Listening to it again, I can't decide whether he's thinking better of it, because maybe, I mean, we've got this far, maybe we'd be a bit too much to deal with, or whether he's actually, as I previously thought, maybe he's grown fond of us, or, I mean, maybe it's a bit of a combination. It's like he's impressed that we've gotten this far, and probably doesn't want to deal with the added headache. Sundere Demon King, yeah. But it's unclear to me whether what we did had any effect on what happened to Luther, because the Demon Key said he'd witnessed 3 ascensions before, or 4 ascensions before, but there aren't any more. I don't suppose there aren't like a limited number of Kings of Edom after all. I think that you can just have as many as you feel like. My thinking was that everyone else got this far, and then the avatars of the Kings of Edom were like, "What are you doing, you horrible little thing? Give back that power now, and we'll eat you for 1,000 years." It's nice of them to provide seating for guests, in case they want to watch the proceedings. Take the big chair. Or, yeah, maybe previous people attempting to ascend got as far as that and got eaten, because that's as far as the Kings of Edom will let anyone go. Or maybe new Kings of Edom have been created and we actually did manage to accomplish something there and prevent the ascension of another one. Luther Black's plans to become the Edomite have been halted for now. Thanks to all our efforts, I think there probably should be, but I don't know how much effort Witchcraft actually put in there. I believe we can rest a bit easier tonight. Well done, technical issues. What remains is for us to close this portal. Will you help me with this last task? Not quite sure what the player character is really supposed to be capable of here. I mean, yes, some of them... Some player characters do have, or will have, magical powers, but not necessarily all of them.
The portal has been closed, and the people of this world are once again safe.
She fell so we could step over her and run. Yeah, maybe. BM Technical issues. I'm Major Violet Baudreau, commander of Until's Project Hermes. You have ventured into the land of nightmares and returned triumphant. You have stopped a working of magic that would have put godhood within the reach of a madman. If we are lucky, Luther Black will not trouble us again, and Demon will be much less fearsome without its leader. The entire world owes you a debt of gratitude. Technical issues. Complete Meleus Maleficarum. Hermes is the Until special project that monitors global supernatural threats. It is our duty to keep tabs on Tachophanies, the Crowns of Krim, three of whom I've defeated, by the way, worth noting. Yinwu, who I have never seen listed before, Demon, and so forth. Do we fight Yinwu at some point? Is that a character or an organization from the lore? Yinwu sounds Chinese. Although Project Hermes researches and tracks mystic threats, Until simply isn't equipped to go toe-to-toe with most of them. We rely on superheroes for that. In the past, we've worked with Witchcraft, Eldritch, and Dweoma, and the Trismegistus Council, among others. If you're willing to help, we could certainly use your help. Or if you're willing, we could certainly use your help. That makes it a less awkward sentence. Okay. Yinwu is from lore, powerful Chinese master villain, also immortal. Don't think he ever leaves China. Well, that's convenient for us, I suppose. Not sure what to do next. Maybe it would have been possible to do Demonflame in one go if I hadn't done Whiteout first. Oh well. Just wondering whether, because I don't think that Serpent Lantern starts over here, but there are some other things that do start over here, and I'm not sure what to do next. Use right, Cosmic Beatdown Quidgebow. That's not something I want to try and do. What are each of these for? Are they also adventure packs?
We received a request for your help from Major Paul Mason over at Until HQ. He's in charge of the new Project Frankenstein, keeping an eye on Teleos' activity around the globe. Head over to Until HQ ASAP.
That's presumably Teleos Ascendant.
Received a request for your help from Major Boudreaux over at Until HQ. You may know her from her work with Project Hermes, keeping an eye on magical disturbances around the globe. I think we got another crisis brewing. Head over to Until HQ ASAP.
Aftershock follows on from Demonflame. Okay. Until needs your help again, technical issues. Ever since Viper tried to regain control of the Serpent Lantern, Until has maintained a camp. Are you sure this? Are you sure Aftershock follows on from Demonflame, not Serpent Lantern? Because it's talking about Serpent Lantern stuff. Our analysis. Our analysts have been combing through the temple and the nearby Viper Fort for intelligence on what that group may be up to next. Camp Lantern has gone off the air. Repeated attempts to raise the garrison have failed. Satellite images of the area show plumes of smoke rising from the jungle, and scouts sent into the area have failed to report back. Gee, I wonder what could have happened between Serpent Lantern and Aftershock. Oh, I think there's some weirdo connection between Serpent Lantern and Aftershock. Could do Serpent Lantern first. Yeah, I think it... Yeah, probably would be best to do Serpent Lantern first. Oops, sorry. Managed to bump the mic stand there. Let's go to Serpent Lantern. Because it does seem as though there's a sequence of events there. Oh no, it's not him, it's he's Frankenstein. It's Rashida Kwame. Project Snake Charmer needs your help, technical issues. Until has been watching a Viper complex on a small island off the coast of Africa. They've been there for some time, but in the last week or so there has been an extreme increase in activity. Major Okonkwo and her people are in need of some serious help. They suspect that the recent rise in activity may mean dire things for the rest of the world. Will you travel to our forward base and help Major Okonkwo? Technical issues. The transport jet in the room behind me is waiting to take you there. Yep, sure. Alright, gets out through there. Is there enough clearance? Just about. Probably. To allow this to get out upwards, but that would be very, very close. I don't think that there are many pilots who would be willing to try that, you know. Like the wings, certainly they're narrow enough, but then you've got the propellers which stick out even further. Welcome, technical issues. This Viper base is one of their older ones, but they have recently begun to move supplies and troops into the area. It is twice as fortified as it was even a week ago. We are unsure what they are doing and why just yet, but this level of troop movement is unusual and worrisome. Well, if you feel like switching to a melee character, go ahead. Recon. Until's Project Snake Charmer has been keeping tabs on Viper's activities here, but they have been keeping this operation very secret. We suspect that not even all of Viper knows that this base is here. I would like you to help out by collecting the daily recon reports on their bases, or their base. Our operatives are out in the field. Would you do that for us? Sure. Who is the Supreme Serpent? They say that he was a British aristocrat who disappeared in Africa in the 1930s. We know he became the leader of Viper in the 1990s, and that he still looks like a young man. According to some, he is the chosen disciple of the snake god Nama. Whether that is true or not, he is deadly. Okay. Is he also silent? We need to stop Viper. If the Supreme Serpent finds what he is looking for, I do not even want to think about what could happen. Yeah, what could happen. This is really awkward sentences. Or maybe it's just that I've never read them before. Thank goodness you're here to help. What is Viper doing? Our sources indicate that the Supreme Serpent, the leader of Viper, is looking for a lost magical artifact known as the Nyoka Nuru. We were not completely certain of what it will do, but we know he intends to use it to cement his control of Viper and increase his power, which is obviously bad. Project Snake Charmer is the special unit in Until devoted to fighting Viper. The unit provides special training to its agents tailored specifically to handling Viper threats. Project Snake Charmer also has an extensive database of Viper agents, technology, and tactics. And Commander Fulani Okonkwo is the Until agent assigned to stop Viper from finding the Serpent Lantern. She is the first African female to rise above the rank of captain within Until. There are rumors that she and the hero Ironclad may be more than simply close friends. Yeah, we meet her on Monster Island, actually. So an Ironclad is gigantic and made of metal, so apparently she's into some uncomfortable stuff, if the rumors are true. Hey, technical issues. You're collecting the reports for the commander today, then? Hey, this map is never reused. Yeah, it's huge, isn't it? There's loads going on here, and this is the only time that you ever use it. Activity today is up 100% from yesterday, and I haven't seen our people. I did see a number of crates being taken into the caves right before they turned on those force fields. Whatever they're doing, they're serious about keeping anyone else out. They launched air support a little while ago, so be careful out there. Okay, and then we need to head around. It's probably not a good idea to fly directly over the base because they've got surface-to-air ordnance. Oh, and I still got targeted anyway. Dealt with them. This road leads to the site we've designated as Alpha. I haven't seen our people, but this is where their communications center is. They were lying low until last night. Since then, it's been very active. I haven't been able to overhear anything more useful. The orders are sealed, and the rank and file soldiers don't seem to know much more than we do right now. Okay. I wonder why in this adventure pack the missions are listed over here, whereas during Demonflame they were as though it were all open world missions and listed in the open world tab, which I've moved over here rather than having down here. Hey, technical issues. Am I glad to see you here? Do people talk like that? That feels like a weird sentence. The path over there goes to the site we're calling Bravo. It seems to be their main supplies depot. They've got food and water there, but more importantly, that's where all their weapons are stored. They've been moving trucks in and out all day. Tell Commander Okonkwo I haven't found our captured people, but I overheard some patrolling soldiers say that something important just got moved in. They've also brought out the big guns. One is something or someone called Viperia. You know, I'm glad that Viperia is here, because otherwise I would have no idea that she had anything to do with Viper. I've been watching the road to the site we've designated as Charlie, and I can confirm this is where our lost people are being held. I saw a truck with an armed escort take them down this path not 15 minutes ago. Technical issues. They've taken good people, friends. I hope we can save them. Get back to the commander. I'll keep watch here. Just noticed that this guy, or at least, yeah, it's not a balaclava, but it's a head cover and a mask. He must be absolutely sweating himself into a raisin, mustn't he? Unless it's a steel suit, like what from Dune. I think there's a 4-second delay on the stream for you. Okay. Yeah. It's about that much, which isn't too bad for a stream, but it makes things a bit awkward if we're trying to coordinate. Anyway. Viper has put up force fields and brought in Viperia. This is worrisome. Technical issues. It likely means they've found the Nyoka Naru and they brought it here. Whatever they want it for, they clearly wish for no one else to have it, least of all us. Those force fields appear to be drawing a great deal of power, probably from the 3 satellite bases they have here. We've suspected they have generators in those bunkers. Well, I mean, of course they have generators here. They're not on mains from whatever country we're in. But no one we've ever sent has returned. It appears they are being kept in one of the fortified sites. We must disrupt their communications, stop their supply chain, rescue our people, and shut down those generators. I would have thought it an impossible task before, but with your support I believe we may be successful. Of course you will be. We're formidable. How many times have we saved the world now? I suppose it depends on how you count it, but it's got to be like 6 or 7. We need to get into that cave and stop whatever Viper is planning. To do that, we need to take down those force fields, and our engineers have determined the best way to do that is to take out the generators powering them. Well, yes. Obviously. I have marked the locations of bunkers Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. All 3 need to be deactivated to reach the cave entrance. Getting into the bunkers has been an impossible task with the manpower we had before. I am hoping you'll have better luck. We know that due to their heightened state of security, you will need to get keycards from all 3 checkpoint commanders before you can even get inside. Once you're inside, you are on your own. Good luck and Godspeed. The best way to get rid of... Sorry, I didn't quite manage to see. Best way to get rid of the force field is to turn them off. Expert knowledge. Well, I suppose the other way would be to damage the emitters, or whatever array it is that, you know, I suppose, yeah, emitters. Whatever means by which they are created, like the machinery. But if the emitter is inside the area of the force field, then it's a bit difficult to get inside, which it does look like it is. There's 3 force fields, and each of those rings looks like an emitter. So I suppose it would depend on whether you could get underneath the force bubble. But if you were doing that, you might as well just dig through the rock here and bypass the tunnel entrance. But we obviously haven't brought anyone with us who can do Earth manipulation. Oh, you're taking on guards from outside. Okay. Yeah, we can't get in through the force field or anything. Electrical damage. Which I would laugh off if I was still the first build of technical issues, because it would just be giving me energy, but yeah, there isn't any other way in. It's amazing that, well, first of all, it's amazing that these things can fire without a crew. And secondly, it's amazing that they can still get debuffed. Well, these aren't targetable, so they're obviously not, like, dangerous to us. Anyway, let's get on. Got to be a catchphrase of technical issues. I can't remember how many times I've saved the world. Yeah, she's becoming... she's gone beyond... that's a big list of things, isn't it? Austin Powers. She's almost Nigel Powers now. Where she's telling people that they don't even have name tags. I expect someone's made a Nigel Powers, haven't they? Who does probably martial arts. I wonder whether you'd include any guns. But mixing guns and martial arts would be an awkward build to try and make work. So, I mean, you could probably have a guns power energy builder, and then martial arts attacks. But then you'd be mostly melee with a bit of ranged. What passive would you even want to use? I suppose if you're using guns, it's physical damage. But the game tends to split damage, even if it's physical, into melee and ranged. I wonder why turrets can have gear in them. Go Dexcon Rec with Gunfu powers. Yeah, there are some medium range gun powers, or even melee gun powers as well, aren't there? That's true. Like gun ballet. That's quite a cool power, actually. It's unfortunate there aren't quite enough dual pistol powers to really qualify as, or to really give you the option of an entire set of dual pistol powers, like a full full build's worth. I mean, I suppose you can fill the gaps in with grenades, or and you'll always need to have healing powers as part of a build, but they take up space. Because when you're building a character, it looks like you've got a lot of options to fill up, or like things to choose from, but when you're really trying to build a working character, you have to allot a certain amount of your choices towards things like a block, or a passive, or a toggle power that builds stacks of stuff, and preferably a heal. I don't know if there are very many powers sets that work without active heal powers. I mean, there's probably Darkness has like Soul Drain, which in its unmodified form doesn't even do any damage, which does feel odd to me. You need to modify it to make it do damage, but it drains health, or well, a drain, in my opinion, or in my understanding of the term, would be it pulls health from an enemy and gives it to you. So the fact that it doesn't actually do any damage when it's pulling health in its original form means it probably isn't a drain initially, but you can turn it into a drain. Anyway. Darkness Life Drain will deal damage. Infernal's Life Essence doesn't do damage unless advantaged. Oh, okay. Yeah. So there are actually a couple of fairly similar attacks in the set, or in just available in the game. Presumably they have, well, obviously they'll have different attack animations. Yeah, managed to do that one on your own. We'll just waltz in through the front door. Come on. Although, unfortunately in the game you can't be both dancing and moving forwards, so I wouldn't be able to waltz through the door, even if there was a waltz emote. Boo. Guess what? Someone turned off your alarm system. Who would do something like that? And we've just destroyed this munitions expert right next to the Red Guard knife fighter, and he is completely unconcerned. He doesn't want to know. Unless it's got something directly to do with him, he won't care. I know you weren't expecting to see anybody in here, but you don't need to look so shocked. Kind of annoying that sometimes the attack animation won't show fully. Okay, what was he saying? I heard one serpent mage banished a guy just for looking at him funny. The guy had to live off bugs and rats in the jungle to survive. Oops, flying quite erratically there, sorry. Like, there's no visible lightning between us, but he's still losing health and my character's still holding out her arm. That's a bit weird. I thought that they'd be more powerful. Usually the ones with big things on their backs are a bit more, got a bit more health to them. Do a bit more. Attempted bottlenecking didn't really work there, unfortunately. Oh well. It's all very well being prepared to die for your cause, but I prefer to make the other guy die for his. Viper X. Once a Detroit Golden Boy, Kevin Armstrong served with Primus until Dr. Destroyer attacked Detroit and Primus failed to defeat him. Kevin blamed the government for being weak and joined up with Viper. Long before Kevin was appointed to commander of an elite squad, VMS Alpha, he soon achieved fame in the Viper organization as the poster snake known as Viper X, the perfect Viper soldier. Don't we fight Viper X when he tries to assassinate Mayor Bizel? Fairly certain that I remember reading basically that when I was fighting the boss at the end of the open world mission to protect or prevent the assassination of Bizel. In the box. His key card. Cool. And now we shut down the generator. And there's pipe to the surface, which it would have been handy to have used first time. Like, why go through the front door? Why not just enter through the secret escape hatch? It was even right next to the point that we entered by. Oh well. Bunker Bravo. I wonder whether anyone's trying to create a Johnny Bravo in the game. Be a bit tricky. I don't know how easily you could do his hair. And what power set would you even use? Probably super strength. It's been such a long time since I've watched any Johnny Bravo that I have no idea what kind of powers he generally tended to display, other than the ability to repel women. Ah, there you are. It must be immensely demoralizing to watch a superhero just take your flying transport out of the air. There's a certain amount of moral fortifying, I think, that you could probably expect to experience going into combat in a flying transport like that. Like, tension, obviously, and stress, but, like, you're some of the best troops available. That's why you get access to such fast response equipment and vehicles, and you get dropped in. You open up on your opponents, and then they fly up and destroy the vehicle you just flew in on, without very much trouble either, really. Like, that's got to create a significant emotional event, as I've heard it described elsewhere. Problem is that he's a tragic failure. That's just what he is. Ah, right, talking about Johnny Bravo, of course. So he's a tragic failure. What? You can't really spin that very easily into being a superhero at all. But maybe powers that demoralize your opponents? Like you could maybe use darkness and fear effects that cause people to cower when they're near you. There isn't really a repulsion. You could probably go with psychic, maybe. We're not missing any weapons to sabotage, are we? That is always the place where I fall down, I think. Trying to do this, I occasionally will miss a set of weapons to... Oh, I still got a... Destroy... Oh, right, tanks. That's why you said, ooh, tanks. I thought you were just excited to find tanks to destroy. Sorry. So where's the last tank then in checkpoint 1? Is it going to... Oh, there we go. It'll respawn and then you can just destroy it and have done. Psychic tank. Yeah, I suppose you could go psychic tank with Johnny Bravo. He's definitely oblivious enough to be a tank. You wouldn't be able to use the name Johnny Bravo at all, of course. You could maybe call him Jimmy Bruno or something. And then with the correct visual appearance, I mean, given the fact that you can make legs super short and torso super long and super buff and huge, it would be fairly... You could probably get fairly close to Johnny Bravo's appearance. What the hell? we've got to wait for another tank to respawn. If you've got to destroy 8 tanks in the area, why would you not have 8 tanks spawned in at the start so that you don't have to fucking wait around? Like the first zone that we went to over here, you had to destroy 3 tanks, and I think that it only had 2 to begin with. I don't remember how many it was for the second area. This is just here slowing us down. Like maybe we're going too quickly through the content, but then surely this area was built expecting us to be in a team of 5 or so. Wouldn't we be going through this even more quickly if we were in a larger group? Or maybe we're supposed to rush through every area and then realise, oh, hold on, we haven't destroyed enough tanks, and then go back through them all. It scales up big time, especially on Elite. I used to do full Elite runs. Oh, okay, fair enough. I don't suppose the Humvee will count as a tank, will it? No. Are those... what legs are those? Or leg coverings? They look a bit like the steel arachnid ones, but they're not quite right. There's also the... Is it an aura that you've got that's all like purple circuitry? Some costume pieces there that I don't recognise. I mean, the feet seem a bit similar to... Oh, hey, no worries. Thanks for dropping by. Vups Neox. The VOD will be up on Twitch for a while, a couple of weeks I think, and then eventually I'll get to the point of putting this up on YouTube. We're on episode 14 so far, and I've just added a title card and a title card at the beginning and an end card at the end. If you want to go back and watch previous episodes, and again I'll be streaming Monday, Wednesday, Friday as usual. I'll still be here. We're kind of drawing towards the end of content available in Champions Online, I think. So I'm not sure how long it'll take to move on to the next game, but we will be moving on to maybe about the start of the new year. We'll be going on to DCUO. Even if I were able to find people to group up with to do content, there still wouldn't be that much left over that I could try and do in a team, compared with trying to do everything solo or mostly solo. Duo, I suppose. Don't look now. Guy in powered armor. Oh, he's not a base commander, is he? Is one of these a commander? No. Is there not a commander here? Odd. You would think the main fort would have a commander. Or maybe he's inside. Thinking about it. Yeah, he's probably inside, isn't he? So where do you unlock the toxic steel parts? Is the thing on your back toxic steel as well? Are they from a lockbox, maybe? Lockbox for toxic steel. Ah, makes sense. Heavy cannons on your back are an event store item. Okay. I think we can open the door now. Yeah, there we go. Surprised there aren't any cameras in here. I mean, maybe disabling the security system causes them to retract up into protective camera pods, I guess, when they're not being used. There's a shocking lack of security in most villain bases in the game. Now that I'm actually thinking about it. Arrogance, yeah, could be. I suppose I can't really say much for my opinion on most of the champions, and if they're supposed to be a premier flagship superhero team, at least in Millennium City, I guess it's not a surprise that villains become complacent. Yeah, just popular, yeah. Certainly seems like it. Though that doesn't explain why Viper bases in... Oh no, hold on. I'm thinking about... So in Viper bases in Canada, I think there actually are more security elements. Certainly there are like security guns that will shoot if they identify that you're not a member of Viper, which you don't find in Millennium City Viper bases. I don't remember how much security there is in Monster Island Viper bases, but then in there they might be expecting that it's too remote, that no one will turn up. Don't remember much from Viper bases in Southwest Desert, but then again there's a lot of security outside in those bases, so maybe they assume that the security outside will be enough. I think the only time you actually go inside is when you deliberately get captured. I don't remember much from that occasion. Where the fuck did my electricity orbs just go? I definitely used the power because it's on cooldown. And they just fucking left through the wall or something. Hack the door. How am I hacking the door? There's no control console. Am I doing it on the lights? Freon. Info. Generic ice sig. He's not even significant enough to get bio info. Hi, Captain Patriot. Welcome. We're doing Project Snake Charmer. We're probably about half the way through. No, that's not right. We're maybe a third of the way through. Guest list. Box of questionite. Ooh. I just received 2 potentiality braces in a row. How many things did he... Oh, never mind. So, what did I just... got lots of stuff. Where did that box go? Did it just go straight into currencies? Oh, that's a lot of questionite ore. So it didn't go into my inventory and then have me need to open it so that it would go into my currencies tab. It just went straight into the currencies tab. Okay. Why have I still got a singed archaeologist notebook and an Ignim Bright Fire Soul? That's weird. Right, it auto opens. Cool. Serpent Lantern, yep. We've done 1 base and defeated Viper X, and now we've done a second base. Second time that we've failed to find or even look for a secret escape hatch there. That would have made things much easier if we'd just gone in straight through the shortcut entrance and beaten up Freon and left the base none the wiser. Although in this case, I suppose to be fair, there were weapons, because this is the weapons depot area. There were weapons we were supposed to sabotage, so I guess it's fair enough that we would need to go through the whole base in that occasion. But the first time, when it was the generator, I mean, there weren't a sequence of generators throughout the whole base that we needed to disable. It was just the one of them at the end. So quite why we couldn't sneak in through the shortcut entrance and take out a Viper X. Oddly enough, Freon is kind of hot in lore. He's meant to be attractive Zoolander Duckface. Is he also as stupid as Zoolander? Kind of difficult to tell what his face was like in here because so much of it was covered. I think there was like a massive kind of craggy jaw and like some kind of Phoenix Wright crest of icy hair. Alright, we're rescuing Untitled security agents. Well, fair enough. suppose in this case I'll concede again that it's worth taking our time over. Going through the front entrance. But the first time, really, if there was... I suppose it does kind of make sense that the first time you wouldn't know that there was a secret exit right at the end of the bunker complex, so you wouldn't know to look for it outside anywhere. And then the next two times, so the last one and this one, you actually have objectives you need to accomplish before you get to the final room and the guy at the end. So it makes sense that you wouldn't try looking, or like that you wouldn't try going in through the escape hatch. He's still here. Surprised he didn't leave immediately. I wonder whether attacking the commander will draw in the guards of the well, it's pulled everyone else, but it hasn't drawn in the guards of the Until Scouts. That would probably make things a bit too easy if you had a good tank with you. Or even just... I wouldn't really describe me piloting technical issues as a good tank. Maybe the build is good for a tank, other than the absence of threat generating power or ability to generate threat. I mean, but yeah, just someone resilient would be enough to mess with the way that the encounter is built. Is there something glowing over here? Yes. Come on, jump up on the roof. Lazy sods. bit difficult to try and bottleneck people when you're outside. Why is he still just standing there? Is he only going to leave when the commander is defeated? Oh no, he's already popped off. He's still kneeling there. That's weird. Oh well. Alright. Security console, which you're dealing with already. Cool. So now it's just save scouts. Okay. There'll probably be more scouts inside. Debuff meaning that I'm actually taking damage, unusually. One of these guys just said start talking, which just immediately made me think of I'm sorry, I haven't a clue. Or yeah, that's the right one. Which, for those who don't know, is a radio competition show, I think you would describe it as, where contestants, well, it's a comedy show, there's 4 contestants and a host, and the contestants have to speak on a subject for 1 minute without hesitation, repetition or deviation, and the other contestants can interrupt with or interject with a buzzer if they think that one of the if the speaking person has broken the rules. So they're repeating themselves, they've repeated themselves, they've hesitated, or they've deviated from the subject. And it's almost always a lot of fun, very funny, and kind of amazing that they can talk that much and that quickly, think on their feet that rapidly. Or challenge, yes, it's challenge, isn't it? Correct challenge or incorrect challenge, that's the terminology they use. So there are more scouts inside to rescue. Thank you, Energy Muffin. Who was the one that killed all of your captors, eh? Oh, I don't know. Weird sense of gratitude. Are you supposed to talk to them to free them? Or is it just that you were the hero who was nearby when he finally decided that he was free? Do you have to stay near them for a certain amount of time before they'll realise that they're free? Is that... Oh, okay. Down to technical issues. I was sure I was going to be snake food. What, did you think that they would... Or do they keep pet snakes to feed people to? Which one? They eat people or they keep pet snakes to feed people to? Boo. Keep pet snakes. Oh, fair enough. I mean, snakes are good boys. They're danger noodles. Or girls, I suppose. When he's saying die hero, do you suppose he's telling me to exit this mortal coil? Or do you suppose he's German and just saying, the hero? I'm afraid that's not my joke, that's a joke someone else came up with. Although it was from City of Heroes rather than Champions Online. So in City of Heroes there's a villain faction called Fifth Column, which is basically Nazis. And I think they, or certainly a faction in, it's probably Fifth Column, have a tendency to only have one voice line, that being die hero, as in like instructing you the hero to die. But because they're German and because they keep saying die hero, someone's theorized, one of the fans of the game has theorized that maybe they're crying in terror in German. Oh, the hero! The hero! Oh, hold on. I want to read his info. Alexander Draculides is a megalomaniac, an obsessive student of military history, and a powerful telekinetic. It's only a matter of time until he decides that Viper should serve him and not the other way around. Okay. Why has he got a demolitionist friend? And none of the others had anyone else in the room with them. They fixed his shield. Did it used to be rubbish? Oh, really? 5 health, 5 hit point shield. Wow. That's pretty garbage. This is just going to be more question night, isn't it? How come he's got several key cards? I get excited whenever I see one of those exclamation marks with a big orange corona around it and a sort of beam above it, because I think that it's going to be a costume piece, but not so on these occasions. Now it's stop the Viper ritual in the underground temple. Why am I slowing down? That's really weird. Like, not in combat or anything. So there isn't anything to do here in this fort then, it's just straight into the bunker underground, or the cave underground rather, sorry. I don't think that that will take that much time, but we are at 11 o'clock now. It seems weird to stop an adventure pack right before the end. I think we'll just head in and finish the adventure pack and not worry so much if it goes like 10-20 minutes. It probably won't be 20 minutes over time, so I'll probably be fine. If we're allowed into the cave. Oh no, we've got to hand in the mission with Okinquo. Yeah, it's not obvious. There's a question mark on the large map, but because we're so far away from her, We can't see her on the minimap. I only noticed because I was looking at the compass below the minimap and there was a question mark on it. Can I mount up here? No. That's a shame. I'm allowed to zoom about on my vehicle through Millennium City airspace and even underwater in Lemuria, but not here in the Congo or wherever we are. Good work, technical issues. The generators are down and our people are safe. We saw the flash as the force fields collapsed and moved into closer positions while Viper was in chaos. My people have been listening in on their comm chatter, and this is bigger than we thought. They do indeed have the object they were looking for, and we have not only confirmed that they brought in Viperia to protect it, the Supreme Serpent is here as well. Stop the ritual and in the underground temple. Because of the chaos, we have been able to gather a few more facts. The Supreme Serpent, the leader of Viper, is here to enact some type of ritual in a temple inside those caves. He has brought a whole cabal of serpent mages, but what is worse, he has brought Viperia with him. Well, we already know that. Viperia is probably Viper's most powerful weapon. Technical issues, and that alone tells us how important this ritual is to them. You will not be able to take her out with brute force, but our analysts believe we can use some of Viper's own tricks against her. Collect the red crystals you find. They call it Serpentium, and it is sacred to the cult of Nama, the Great Serpent. We think it can be used with a banishment ritual of the serpent mages to get rid of Viperia long enough for you to get inside the temple. Get into the temple and subdue any high mages you can find. After that, stop the ritual. We now know that the Nyoka Nuru, the Serpent Light or Serpent Lantern, is in there with them and probably key to the ritual. There has to be some dissension within Viper in the There has been some dissension within Viper in the last decade that the Supreme Serpent has been trying to squash. I suspect this secret operation might be an attempt to consolidate his power base. The world might not survive a more powerful and unified Viper. Technical issues. We have to stop them. Okay. Oops. Then that is what we shall do. Quite why we couldn't have a radio call to determine that much, I don't know. But never mind. Serpent mages in pointy boots and high cowls, over hoods as well, which is an interesting choice. He's got a double hood on for no reason. What's this mirror on the wall for? Read the inscription. The inscription on the stone reads, "Hear these, the words of Nama the Great, as recorded by his loyal servant and High Serpent Mage. The enemies of the Serpent must be removed by any means necessary. Defeat the enemies and drive them before you, O children of the Serpent, for their lamentations are sweet. Banish thine enemy to the far reaches of the world if thou canst not defeat him in combat. We give unto you this gift of crimson crystal, lifeblood of the earth. May it empower your rituals in this sacred place. We name it Serpentium and wish for you to use it for the glory of the Serpent. Wear it in honour of me, and great power be thine, Mage. Place it upon the stony body of the world to work greater feats of magic. Go forth, children, and win the world." The inscription on the stone reads, "The elders named her Tui Shande after the storms that left the land in ruins. The name was apt, for none could control the wild daughter of the Serpent. No spear could pierce her flesh, and none dared lay a hand upon her. For sport she searched the lands for signs of battle, daring each side to kill her when she fought them. Laughing when they tried and failed, she stood upon the broken bodies of the mightiest warriors." So the daughter of the Serpent has legs, apparently, that she may stand. "Help us, great Serpent," the defeated warriors cried. "We have laid aside our differences and made this long journey to beg you to stay your daughter's hand." Nama laughed at their complaints, but considered their words, for his daughter was formidable, and none yet lived matched her in power. And so Nama called to his daughter and ensorcelled her. His daughter would sleep until such time as there were warriors equal to her might in the world. Right. I was a bit confused about how exactly that sentence was supposed to be going. I was expecting it to end with something like his daughter would sleep until such a time as there might be warriors equal to her in the world. But it obviously didn't go that way. Are we short of crystal, or is there one node further in? Ah, there's one node here. In fact, there's more than one available. Just in case you haven't found them all, I suppose. What effect is this? That's super weird. Am I locked in astral form or something? Learn the ritual of banishment. It only takes the amount of time the bar took to load up to learn the ritual of banishing there. Place Serpentium. Rise, I dub thee Serpentium. Knight of Processors. How lucky you are to see my face before you die. Face the daughter of the serpent if you dare. I guess. Info, the daughter of the serpent. Alright. Stay still, will you, idiot? Blah blah blah. Stay still, would you? I meant to say. Not whatever it is that ended up coming out of my mouth. Bring dozens of allies, hundreds or thousands, and I will still destroy you. My strength comes from the eternal serpent. His spirit will soon rise, and nothing you have done will mean anything. You cannot hope to... What? No! Or if we were badly translating this into Chinese, do not want! I have always been the strongest warrior and the bravest. You will not survive this day. You know, a lot of people have made that claim against me, and yet, here I still am. You know how many of your soldiers have claimed that they would be the ones to defeat me? I mean, I suppose you've got to have goals, but be realistic as well. You really have no chance, foolish little hero. But then you are a fool. She keeps being surprised by this. Viperia returns. You will die by my hands and your name will be forgotten. I promise you this. Ooh, she's got laser eyes. That's not a snake I was aware that an ability I was aware snakes had. Ooh, wow, she just did a huge amount of damage to me. When I wasn't paying attention. She's hovering in exactly the same place. Such foolishness. How can you believe you will survive against me? Because you keep floating down into the same exact place between these 4 serpent statues and giving us enough time to muck about with them. What? I will return. Mark my words. I will return. I have destroyed armies in my time. I have slept through more centuries than you can count, and woken ready for battle. Every time she disappeared and reappeared, I just thought of Magical Trevor. Everyone loves Magical Trevor, 'cause the tricks that he does are ever so clever. Look at him now, disappearing a cow. Where is the cow? Hidden right now. And skipping forwards a bit through the song. Back from its magical journey. What did he see in the parallel dimension? He saw beans, lots of beans, lots of beans, lots of beans. He saw beans, lots of beans, lots of beans, lots of beans. You cannot banish me. Are you stuck in the cursed crystal? You may have suppressed the Drisha, but I am far stronger. You cannot banish me, no matter how you fight, no matter which spirits you call upon for aid. Okay. You may have surprised the Drisha, but I am far stronger. You cannot banish me, no matter how you fight, no matter which spirits you call upon for aid. My strength is greater than yours, and always shall be. My father's magic runs through my veins. He grants me the power of storms, mastery of fire, and the stubbornness of a glacier. I have the slyness of a snake. Really? Attributing yourself Viperia, a quality associated with snakes? When will the surprises end? And the venomous sting as well. Ho ho! Do you give really good hugs as well? I am the child of a god, and you are merely a superhero. How can you even dream you could stand against me? You cannot hope to... What? No! Were you able to do a slash stuck or something? Or did you vibrate yourself out of the crystal? Is that it? Or is there more? I'm sure there's more. Yeah, here we are. So I was just imagining that every time we banished Viperia, we sent her to the dimension of beans. Hopefully singing that on stream won't have incurred, or won't in the future incur a copyright claim. Mr. Weeble, please don't sue me. I was just enjoying singing your silly song. You alright there, Mr. Until Scout? Do you need a hand getting down? Hey, welcome, Striker Fox. 35, I suppose. So what's the deal with being 35? Did you have to defeat the previous 34 in combat? Is it a hereditary position? Welcome, regardless. Don't know whether you're familiar with Champions Online, but this is the Serpent Lantern adventure pack. Raven Force is helping me out with the character of nrgmuffin.exe, which is very nice of them, making us go more quickly. Ordinarily I'd have stopped streaming by now, but we were very close to the end of the whole adventure pack by the time we got to 11 o'clock, so we're continuing through to the completion of the adventure pack, which is going longer than I thought it would, actually. I guess that I forgot everything after the fight against Viperia. But I guess that there's a sequence of rooms yet before we get to the final end of the adventure pack. We're fighting against Viper, in case the snake iconography wasn't making that clear enough. Not exactly sure what is supposed to be going on here. I mean, that's unfortunate, isn't it? Pit full of bones. Lot of snakes. Awful lot of snakes. That can't be easy to suspend from there, can it? If it's all made of stone. It's can't have been easy to carve either. Because, like, the entirety of it is carved. Ooh. Oh, right, where is it? Costume piece. Serpent Lantern belt. Cool. I love that. Do you reckon if you didn't know that this place was owned by Viper and you were walking through, you'd be able to tell that it was theirs? Do you reckon there's enough in the decor to give you the hint? then there's decorating on a theme, and there's carving snakes into almost every surface available. Do you suppose there is tiny snakes carving into every paving stone or cobble? Okay, let's just go through the snakehead door underneath the snakehead, next to the two snakeheads. Oh, cutscene. Child of Nama, I will bind the council of 30 together, and no one will... What? How dare you intrude on this holy ground? Fools, you cannot stand against the power of the Spirit Serpent. I leave you to... something. Child of Nama, I have summoned thee for a great purpose. I will bind the council of 30 together, and no one will... What? How dare you intrude on this holy ground? Fools, you cannot stand against the power of the Spirit Serpent. I leave you to your fate. Well, I'm going to have to disappoint you, Mr. Snake Fan, number 1. What info is on Snake Serpent? The embodiment of the power of the Serpent Lantern. Cool. Don't think it likes lightning very much. Nor whatever it is. Ooh, hey! This has got 3 attacks targeted at 3 different points. I'm not quite sure what it is that Energy Muffin is firing. Seems to be some sort of purple munitions, I guess. Cool eyepiece. Anyway. We have... I wonder what's supposed to be happening in each of these. Oh, it's actually just fire. Okay. How was I supposed to dodge fire? That's weird. Anyway. You have done it. You have stopped the ritual. Thank goodness. I was worried for a moment there, technical issues. While the Supreme Serpent may have escaped, you defeated the spirit of the Serpent Lantern and stopped the Viper from becoming more powerful. That is a very great accomplishment. The world thanks you for your help, technical issues. Cool. Save the world again. Nice one. Well, we've run a bit over time, but that's okay. Thank you for helping me, Ravenforce, once again. I'm not quite sure what we're going to do next time, but I'm sure I'll work it out on the day. Thank you everyone who's watched, and I hope that you have had a good time, and I hope that you decide you want to come back next time. That will be Wednesday, 8 PM, roughly. GMT. But for now, goodbye.